What's going on? What's going on, good people?
Everybody? You know what day it is.
It is Thursday. It is Thursday, and I'm trying to figure all of this out because we're going live in 2 places, and it looks like it's not working right. Well, maybe it is.
We're not on the actual video for Facebook right now.
It's right.
Oh, okay.
See, it's right there. You're totally confused, aren't you?
I can see the YouTube. I don't even see the Facebook one because I don't see where it says how many people are on with us. I don't see none of that.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I thought we sharing that one, so I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because normally we do it a different way, but this is what we're doing tonight. So, yeah, we're going to wait to see who is on, see what's going on. But anyway, it's that quarantine Thursday. It's actually weird saying it this way, too.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it, but...
But no, it's actually pretty cool because I guess we're going to figure all of this out. So we're going to see how this goes. I wonder if we could stop sharing. What you think? You want to try it again? Let's do round 2. See what happens. Let me get out of this because I don't want to lose this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to copy that. Thank you. We're about to do another take because we're going to try it a different way, see how things go. What's going on, Mahasa? Well, up, we got Ian on.
What's up?
We definitely going to do this another way and see how things are going. Facebook is doing something new. So we want to make sure we know what we're doing when they do it. So let's see, share it to the page. But how you doing? How are you handling being quarantined? How you handling being quarantined? What's going on, Ian?
What's up, Ian?
You still ain't called me yet.
Uh-oh.
Ain't even heard from you. I got to text and reach out to make sure you all right. So let's see, we getting this all situated so we can get it started, but we still live over there in the other world. So let's see. Okay, I'll stand by being creative using my God-given Jesus. We're gonna try it again.
Round 2.
Round 2 and see how we do.
There we go.
Yep, things are back to normal.
No more slideshow mode. What's up, everybody? Round 2, fight. If you're a Mortal Kombat person.
So, guys, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. It is, you know, that love is a parable time. That's how the new one looked, and I was like totally confused.
Yeah,
because nothing is making sense with it.
Yeah, that's
ugly. Yep. So that's how things are going. But what's going on, Tashia?
Hey, Tashia, what's going on?
I'm actually liking all of this because it gives us an opportunity. We're doing it again. We're going live 3 different places. We've already been communicating with our people over in Instagram and YouTube, trying to make sure. So let me see what's going on. We got Tashia that's already on. Oh, look, and Brian went live.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay.
So Brian is live over there on his side of the world. Then let me see who else was going on. Okay. So let's get it started. Yeah, I did cut my hair.
Straight off. Bam.
Listen, this quarantine is getting to us, man. I can't go to the barber. Matter of fact, my barber did a picture talking about the cops came in and told me I had to close down.
Yeah.
Man, I was already going on 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
I can't go 3 weeks without a haircut. I'd be around here looking like Teen Wolf.
Well, I'm already looking like Teen Wolf.
You know, but you skinny and built.
What does that have to do with anything?
Man, I right here. I don't look like Teen Wolf. I look like just a nice old bear, black bear, big old black bear coming up to somebody. I can't do that. But what's going on? Michelle is on. What's going on?
Michelle.
We're giving people a couple of minutes to get on, only because we're trying to figure this out. But you know, we can't waste too much time.
No, we can't.
Because Facebook will shut you down exactly at an hour.
And that hour goes by fast.
So speaking of going by fast, anyway, how has your week been? You in the office? You at home? What have you been doing?
So my gig is considered, because it's a bank, it's considered essential because it's a financial service / financial institution. So my gig is, we're considered essential personnel. And the section of the bank that I work in is in the information security sector, which is, technology related. So that's like a double whammy. So I'm information technology and financial services. So definitely going to the office a couple days out of the week. Not too long though, just for a couple hours each time. And, then taking it back to the house. But this week has been pretty quiet, bro. I mean, just really it's been work, grocery shopping, and just, tapping in with people from home and just looking at all the shenanigans on social media. For real, man. It's really been just really quiet and reflective. Like even at today at my therapy session, it was shorter than normal just because I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. This social distancing is really cutting down on a lot of the extra stuff in my life. And some of it's good, some of it's bad. I can't go anywhere, can't go to the gym, which if anybody who knows me knows that I love to hit the gym. I go almost every day, at least 4 to 5 days out of the week. This is killing me. It is really just hurting my heart not being able to go to the gym. But saying all to say, the week has been pretty chill, bro. Just really just chill. That's all I can really say. How about you?
Well, the more and more I think about it, I feel like, I guess part of this is what a lot of us needed and didn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that a lot of us was complaining about not having the funds or not having this. And for some, this is actually helping people save.
Right.
The other thing is, I think that we all kind of needed that way or place to kind of get away.
Right.
And I don't think that we normally do it intentionally. And so having kind of like that forced removal in a sense, it may be what some of us needed. I mean, because when else will the world stop? Unfortunately, I hate that we're losing people, but at the same time, it's like, when else will the world stop and force us to go home, force us to be with our loved ones, force us, most importantly, to be with ourselves?
Mm-hmm. That's big.
It's like, I mean, when else will we have an opportunity? And it's like, some people are always talking about they need to take time out to do certain things, or they need to just kind of retreat, or they need to just kind of lay low for a moment. And we actually are getting it.
Yeah.
So I don't know I actually have been enjoying part of it. It has allowed me an opportunity to reconnect with myself, reconnect with the people and the things that I value.
Right.
It also helped me put certain things in place. So now I'm at a new place in regards to how I'm looking at a lot of things. Like me and my best friend, we got closer because we had an opportunity to really catch up and to talk about stuff. And we've been best friends since we've been 14. So we had an opportunity, ended up uncovering that I had another best friend. We had an amazing experience, and I'm still off of that. And then it's just like a lot of great things have continuously happened during this time, and I'm constantly reflecting on would I have missed them had everything stayed normal.
Yeah, no, that's big from a reflection standpoint, bro, and from an actuality, just life standpoint. There's definitely a silver lining to this time of quarantine and social distancing and all that. It's definitely, I know I've been, saving, except for my grocery bill. My grocery bill is higher, but really everything else, I'm not going out and you know, and going to the bar or going to, you know, lounges or anything like that. I'm really just literally going home. I'm not just really doing a lot of stuff that I was before. So, and you're definitely right on being alone is allowing you to be with self again and to reflect. And also it's allowing me to really just recharge my batteries, man, you know, for real. So,
you know, I realize that a lot of people don't realize it. A lot of people may not understand either they don't like themselves or appreciate themselves.
Mhm.
They say that they do because we do certain things like dress nice.
Mhm.
We do what we call the self-care maintenance, like, you know, getting your hair done, pedicure, manicure, facials, doing all of that, going to the gym and all of that.
Yep.
But how many of us are okay with just spending time with us?
Yeah, no, that's big, bro.
I often look how like some people are bored, and I'm sitting there thinking like, ooh,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm like, of all the things that I have been doing, this has actually been that time for me. And I feel like a lot of people have been asking for it, mean wanting for it. And this is a great opportunity to regroup.
Yeah.
And when I say regroup, a lot of people are sitting on gifts. A lot of people are sitting on talent. A lot of people are sitting on skills.
Mhm.
This is like the perfect time for you to finish that book that you said you don't have enough time to do.
Mhm.
This is the perfect time to pick up those pictures, put them in that scrapbook that you said that you were going to be doing. This is the best time to go ahead and start back drawing and sketching and doing those things that you want to do. It's the best time to go ahead and start pulling out that wallpaper and start painting like you said that you were going to do. There's so many things you can do. Call that loved one that you haven't talked to in a while. It's just time to kind of like spend time with you, invest in you. I think that this is so needed.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we in a hurry to go spend money or go out into the life? Like some people who said they were bored are the same people who complain about life.
Yep.
How people ain't this and people ain't that. Well, now you're the only person with you. And you don't like that.
You got too much to do. You got too much to do. Now you bored. Which is it? Which is it? Which is it? And being bored, I mean, well, I don't get bored. There's always something I gotta be doing, or something I could be doing. So I don't get bored, but being bored necessarily a bad thing.
Right. Look, on Instagram, we got my mom on there because, you know, today's her birthday.
She's on here too. Hey, Mama Garnett, happy birthday.
Tell everybody, Mama Lois, happy birthday. She is 69 and still fine.
Mhm.
My mom is amazing. My brothers and them did a little surprise party for her. Okay. Before y'all start saying something, it was with my brother's family.
Mhm.
His wife and his two kids, they did a little surprise party
That's what's up.
for up there, and I'm like jealous. So, but yeah, it was real cool. But we got mom over here. We got Orvis on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's going on? We got Mahassan on Instagram, and we got Ian over there on Instagram.
We got a bunch of people here. We got some comments.
Go ahead and highlight who we got over there. We did Tashia and Nichelle.
Let's see. Isaiah's on. What's up, Isaiah?
What's going on, sir?
Jake Pearson is on. Basically. Oh no, that's who that is. Well,
You can't see?
I was like Jay Pearson. Who is that? But no, her name is Sade. But yeah. Hey, Tara's on. Hey, Tara.
Hey, sis.
Amanda Cleveland's on. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Omar Robinson is on. He said, blessings, lions and lioness.
That's the guy I was telling you about.
Okay.
Man, I've been listening to this dude's song. Y'all, I found a new artist. I'm trying to tell you. I'm probably going to get on y'all nerves talking about it. I can't pronounce his name just yet. It's Gorgangus. Gorgangus.
Okay.
Gorgangus, I think it is. If I'm wrong, tell me. But yo, bro, put your link in that. Man, he got a song. I got a show.
Oh,
I let you listen to one song.
Yes, that's him. Okay.
But no, he got another one.
Okay.
I'm like, sir, his stuff was so good. I had to call him. I did. I was like, sir, we need to just sit down and talk about this thing because you just putting out some stuff. Y'all, I'm gonna share his link. Man, it's a song on there. Man, dog, and my phone being used. Man, I'm just trying to tell you when I share your link. But go ahead.
Okay. All right. So Isaiah said, I'm having concert beach travel fever. I need this to end like yesterday. I need to be around people. That last part, man, I definitely feel you there because I do like being around people, especially on the weekends. Now that it's getting warm again, yeah, I definitely feel you. Mama Garnett said, Cordell, it's not high. You're not used to stocking up for my grocery bill. Yes, you're right, Mama Garnett. I'm not. I'm really not. I keep like a nice little stash of stuff, but I've never really stocked up before. So first time for everything. Patrick Wright, my cousin, is on.
What's going on?
Corey Maxwell is on.
Hey,
What's
Corey.
Up, Tara said I flinched when you said sketch. No, but in my mind, I was like, he talking about me.
You don't know how to shout the people at first. He don't read the comments going in between.
DG McGee is on. He said facts, and then he said happy birthday to you.
That is a female. That is Dion Griffin DG McGee.
I'm so sorry.
The legendary.
Okay. Legendary. I definitely, sorry twice. Sherry is on. Sherry Dawson Williams is on.
Hey, Sherry.
Anthony Vickers is on. He said, peace, my brothers. What's up?
What's going on, Mr. Anthony?
Lenora is on. What's up, Lenora?
Hey, Lenora.
That's all we got for now.
We got Miss Penny on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Penny. How you doing? Sorry.
That's Miss Penny. Put a handle on it.
It's Miss Penny. Sorry.
Hey, Miss Penny. We got Tarina on.
That's right, too. Sorry.
What's going on?
Sorry.
We got Asa Blake's on. That's Ladora. What's going on, ma'am? All right. How you doing? She also had a death in the family, too. So we send our condolences to you as well. You and Mr. Wally. We pray all is well. And I think we got everybody. Now you can read your lovely comments that you were going through.
I read them all already. I read them. I was doing the shout-outs.
Okay. So many of you already know, because we have been talking about it, is that for one, I already said it was my mom's birthday. We already did that. So if you didn't get a chance, make sure you tell my mom happy birthday. Say, hey, Mama Lois. Hey, Mama Lois. So we can definitely tell her that. And then Orange County, Durham, and now Wake County has issued a stay-at-home order.
Yeah.
How y'all handling that?
Stay at home after, I think for Wake County, it's tomorrow after 5 p.m. It's gonna be when it takes effect. So if you're not going to the grocery store, going to pick up a prescription or something that's
Walgreens or Walmart.
Yeah, Food Lion, Harris Teeter, BJ's, none of that stuff. Like they're telling you to stay home.
What's going on, Roger? Roger done came on. What's going on, brother? Miss Joey is on. What's going on? Oh, Brian is on.
What's up, Brian? I gotta make a correction earlier too.
What's that?
When I said Jay Pearson, that sister's name is Janice. Excuse me, sorry, I didn't recognize the name. I was like, Jay Pearson, that don't even make sense.
So you just renaming people?
No, the Facebook name is Jay Pearson. Her name is Janice.
Yeah, but you said Sade.
I sure did. Well, that's
so I'm just saying you're renaming people.
That's a nickname she has. But
I'm just saying, in 2020, we just rename people like,
hey.
Usually that's what your grandma do or something.
We're doing a whole lot in 2020. That's one of the things we're doing, renaming people.
Yeah, so we definitely have that going on. And one of the things, I actually went into work a couple of days this week. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I enjoyed that traffic.
Yeah.
It normally take me like an hour and a half sometimes to get to work. Man, I was getting to work in like 25 minutes.
Yeah. No,
I said, this is lovely.
I will say that I notice it more coming back from the office. I go in, sometime in the afternoon, and I'm in there for a couple of hours, but coming back, it's usually around 5 or a little after. And man, the roads are, like you said, roads are empty.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just cruising leisurely along, like, okay, this is cool. And I'm gonna miss that when all this stuff is over. I heard, and that's crazy because I saw a meme earlier today on Facebook that said, I knew it was all you non-essential people that were causing all the traffic. And I said, man, that is very apropos, like very, because man, the roads are super clear.
Yeah. So it's just been a lot of benefits. I mean, the downside is that we are losing people, like I said a million times, but I think it is great. Now it was a thing, and I didn't research. They said that domestic violence cases are going up. Yeah. So I don't know if that's true, but I definitely need to investigate to see, because I really have been enjoying it.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, domestic violence and violence amongst abuse to children too. I had heard that it's going up. So definitely hope that both of those are false. But yeah, definitely I'll look into more of those. We got a couple more comments.
Okay.
So Miss Joy is on. Kimberly Winborn is on. Excuse me, Kimberly Hines Winborn is on.
That's what you gotta say.
Yep. So Kimberly Hines Winborn said hi. Sherry said, hey boy, I don't know who she's talking to. But Roderick said, what's up, bros? Let's say, what's up, Roderick, man? Tashia said, I'm an essential worker, so I'm at work regular hours, just spraying folks who get too close. And then Corey Maxwell put the police officer emoji. I don't know if he's gonna be. I don't know if he's telling or he's regulating. I don't know which one that means. Miss Joy said, "Hey y'all," she said, "Jay, what y'all teaching them babies to cook and bake? Are y'all selling plates?"
We got real work. They got, you can't see it, but it's like right there. They classroom right there.
Homeschool.
Matter of fact, look, watch this. Look at it. There go class right there. See, we ain't playing up in here. We serious. Yeah, we've been going to school. Like I've been literally in here doing my work, and they've been sitting there, and I'm like, oh, if that ain't work, y'all at work, and so we doing it.
Yep. Sherry said she's now working from home. I do most days, so I feel you there. Tashia said it feels so great driving now that non-essential works are off the road. Factual. Second that. Eric Hanvey said you need to say you enjoyed work.
That's my founder and CEO of my job.
Okay.
What's going on?
Hey,
What's going on, Eric? Eric is the one, guys, who hooked me up with Daniel, who got us all these great things and helped Love is a Parable kick off. And remember, I always talk about how it's great to work at a place that believes in entrepreneurs, and that's my boss, and he's dope.
That's what's up.
Yep, my boss is doper than y'all.
Tashia said, "What's going on with the virus checks?" I don't know. I don't really see people besides Jay, so and I know he doesn't have the Rona. So Shell said, "I don't feel like I should be an essential worker, but shrug." Yeah, I mean,
well, I flip it because some people are getting laid off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would rather be essential than laid off.
Low maintenance work days or whatever. I'm with it. Yeah, I keeps me busy for a little bit because I don't have Michelle sometimes calls her kids coworkers. So I don't have coworkers at home. So my day, if I'm at home, I'm literally just at home. And if I need to find something to do or I need to do something else, well, I'm not working, of course. Miss Joy said, "Y'all got fresh cuts before lockdown, huh?" No. Not at all.
I had to do this because it was 2 weeks of looking horrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't go on live looking like that, looking unkept.
Well, I personally don't care about that. Y'all can get this rough beard, the hair. I'm just trying a new look on Brother Power for a couple weeks with the hat. So, but I don't care about anything. Y'all can just look at this. I don't care.
Scruffy and all. West Coast.
Scruffy and all. Y'all can look at it. So I don't have the barbers that do house calls. They ain't on that kind of time. They just none of that. Tara said, "I love being home. It was weighted going to check the studio today." Yeah, I like being at home too. I mean,
I don't like the studio being closed, so I don't care what you say.
I like being at home too. As Kev on stage said before once, he said he likes being home because he calls it enjoying his bills. I like enjoying my bills.
Now that is actually a dope way to look at it.
Yeah, I like to enjoy my mortgage and my gas bill and my very, very low light bill.
And my niece Siobhan just got on
Hey Siobhan.
On Instagram. What's going on, boo? Love you.
Let's see.
So we got to get into our first topic.
Go ahead.
We didn't even got into our first topic. Look, we did nothing that we supposed to do. We done started talking because we missed y'all. See, social distancing. If this is your first time viewing Brother Empowerment, this is an opportunity for brothers to lift up brothers. This is not a bashing show, but this is an opportunity for brothers to get a different perspective. And this is about positive outlook and looking at things in a different way. It is our hope that we have a conversation that will positively impact or change someone's lives and then go on and continue that narrative. But we do want to combat the negative stigma that men are in this weird competition against one another, and we can't uplift and esteem one another.
Yeah.
So yeah,
all that. we do work too. Right now, we're still not talking because social distancing. We do work too.
Right. So, equity in relationships. What you got to say about it?
Equity in relationships. Well, it's one of them things, man, that I think is very important to not only to look at from a personal standpoint, but also to discuss, because there are some very, 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 I guess, non-equitable or inequitable. relationships out there.
Be like, are we talking about fairness or finances? Because we can discuss both.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So as a matter of fact, let us, get the definition of equity out there. So equity is the quality of being fair and impartial.
Right.
The value of shares, also the value of shares issued by a company. Oh, yeah.
That's what I said. We're talking about finance.
Yeah.
We're talking about fairness.
But no, that's one thing that needs to be discussed in a relationship, because you also, when two people come together and commit a relationship or any kind of relationship, each person has their own, not only do they have expectations, but they also have their own way of conducting themselves within a relationship. So that's something that needs to be discussed. As far as how I feel about it, I think it's very important. And I think that if things get too off balance, meaning not equitable, then it can be a disaster.
I will say, well, I mean, there is certain parts of a relationship I think that are open for communication,
right.
But then there are some things that are just like common sense, and I understand common sense
is not common.
I understand, I get that. But there is, when we start talking about equity, you're talking about a 360 of a person. And so you want to make sure that you're exercising fairness, but you're not also exercising some form of ism. Negative ism with that, because depending on the partner that you decide to be with, they may have things that you might think you're doing out of respect, but it may turn into disrespect. So I'm definitely with that. But then there's also physical things that it's like, come on now. That's just common sense.
Yep.
If you got a short person, don't be trying to say, well, you get the top shelf and I take the bottom. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm trying to tell you, people do stuff. Tell me, what? I gave you all that up there. There's no room up there. You're like, I can't get to it. So it's definitely those things, and I say that a lot because if people struggle with equity just in humanity, naturally they're going to struggle with equity, cohabitating, or in any type of partnership or union. Yeah. So it does take a level of just social awareness.
Yes.
And I'm not even going to say competence, but then emotional intelligence and just being aware of, like, am I doing things? And also on the things that you do need to have a conversation about, you already know you.
Yep. Oh, yes. You definitely know you, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yep, and you know what you don't want to change, and you know what you do want to change. You know what you're tired of, you know what you're not tired of. And the truth of the matter is, I think if more people just went on and said, yeah, this is my fault, but I'm probably not going to change that, I think we'll give more people an opportunity to say, like, if they want to be with that version of you. Yeah. But what we do a lot of times is saying, I know, like, good example. I don't need to sit there and lie to nobody and say, I'm going to join the gym. Man, I hate the sweat. And I'd be looking in there and I'd be like, I really should do that. But the motivation ain't there for me like it is for this guy. But I'm open to the opportunity because something may change. Because now that I'm, in my senior years, I gotta do something. I'm old now. I can't do like I did when I was young.
Yeah, y'all don't even see any gray hairs.
That's because I dyed them. I'm old. I'm old. I'm trying to tell you, I'm old, and so I can't do that. But you know what your issues are, and you know what your hangups are. And I think that a lot of us just need to exercise honesty, not so much with ourselves in this regard, but with the people that we're going into partnerships with. Because sometimes we be setting people up for the okie doke, and we know that we're the okie and the doke. I'm just saying.
Yes, not the.
I'm just saying. So you can't be equitable if you're not being fair, meaning that you ain't letting people know they would have looked crazy.
Yeah. That part about that you said about letting people know that, or telling people, look, I have this flaw, but I'm really probably not going to change it. I think that is so important. It's so key. I hope people in the comments and everybody's watching is really getting that. They really latch on to that, because that right there would really, I think, change the game across the board if people would just say that right out the gate. Because really that lets the other person know, like Jay said, oh, this is what I'm dealing with. Okay, now I don't want no parts of that. And I think the reason people don't say that is because they know that you give that other person all the information. So sometimes they may not want to choose you after that.
And it might work in your favor, because I told my wife, I was like, you sure you want to marry me? Because I'm crazy. I said, I'm crazy now. I'm like, crazy. You sure you want to marry me? And I guess she's a fool because that joker went on and married me. But she say all the time, like, I didn't know you was this crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so I think that right there, I mean, the whole, everything you said was dope, brother. That right there, I think is a real, that's a gem right there. I mean, that's just something that I think really, especially in the dating realm, I think that's something right there that boom, right out the gate, that would just make for a good, possibly a short conversation. So,
because I think a lot of times people get so caught up in trying to win a person over. I think in most cases, relationships are like competition.
Yeah.
They're not in it for really self until you realize you're dealing with a person. It reminded me of like the people who wanted to have kids early because they thought it was cute to have a baby, but then when you realize like it's real work, it's not fun anymore. I think a lot of times people get caught up in the hunt of dating. They like the whole idea of like, oh, I got the bad is this, or the bad is that, or I got the best this, but they really don't really care about the person. They're really more concerned about how it looks and how it looks to their friends.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to start just being intentional and honest with all the things that we're doing. Because this is something that I will say about the coronavirus that we need to start thinking about, because you never know what will happen.
Yep.
And I remember a lot of people saying, oh, this is just a joke and blah, blah, blah. And when we said it over, 3 weeks ago, they ain't shutting down the NBA over a joke.
Nope.
And if it gets to Tom Hanks, it got to be real.
Tom Hanks and his wife.
Yeah, but a lot of us take things as a joke and say things are not serious, but they are, because you never know what will take your breath away, literally. And you have something like Corona, which is something of the respiratory system that can take your breath away. And so you don't want to use your last breath on lies where you can use that breath to breathe life or to invest in people and give some positive energy and leave a lasting impact. Don't let your last breath be a lie. That's all I'm saying about that.
Damn, that was cold. That was cold. Kerwin is on. He said, peace, brothers. What's up, Kerwin?
What's going on?
Hey, Superman himself is in the building. Isaac Dawson is also on. He said, yo. What's up, Isaac?
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, so, all right, man.
Kim Rawls is on.
Kim Rawls is on. Hey, Kim.
Anthony said awareness, acceptance, good points. Yes, sir. Mama said clean out them closets on her birthday, and she right. Well, we got Joseph Stopson. What's going on, my brother? And then let me see. Cher said she was talking to both of us. She lying.
Yeah, I don't believe that. So what?
Oh, what you about to say?
No,
you gotta go to the topic?
Next
okay, yeah. Ways to stay productive and mentally, physically healthy during this ban, during our punishment, this global restriction.
Well, we already talked about some of it earlier today and some last week. I know for physically, since I can go to the gym, doing stuff like, I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with Insanity and Sean T25. I have those, and so I do those at home now since I can't go to the gym and lift weights. And so also running around the neighborhood.
First of all, I gotta commend you.
What's that?
If you did one of Sean T videos, I tried to do the introductory video, and I died. I died like 3 times.
The Sean T, the thing I like about the Sean, now Insanity is just it's insanity. Insanity is crazy. I mean, you probably will pass out doing that if you're not used to it. But I know for the Sean T25, it is 25 minutes of continuous high intensity training or HIIT work, and it is amazing. It's dope. There's no breaks. There's just it's like being on an elliptical, and it goes up and down as far as the intensity. I love it just because you can get out
the way.
To me, as far as like how the intensity goes, just up and down. It's like choosing a workout, and so there's plenty of different ones, and there's 25 minutes. That's easy. You do it, and it's done, because you only need 25 to 30 minutes of high intensity training to get your exercise in for the day. That's all it takes. Is 25 to 30 minutes. No breaks though. You can't do 5 minutes, then take a 5-minute break, then do 5 more minutes, take a 5-minute break, do 10 minutes, then doesn't work like that. 25 to 30 minutes continuously.
I cut out sweets.
That's good. I appreciate you. I'm not cutting out sweets. This brother though,
if I start doing that, I'm trying to tell you, bro, I'm bringing sweets back because if I make it through 25 minutes of that, that's hell. I don't care what y'all say. I died 3 times, guys.
Yeah, I'm not cutting up. I do not cut out sweets. I have a sweet tooth like no other. So I'm gonna go to the gym and drink a bunch of water because I'm gonna eat my cake. I'm gonna eat my cookies. I'm gonna eat my brownies. I'm going to eat my ice cream once a month. I'm gonna do that. So I'm going to the gym and drinking water.
Still once a month.
Once a month. Yep. but yeah. So be quiet so I get through this. But no, getting through. But no, doing workouts at home can definitely help. They have all kinds of stuff on YouTube. They have all different kinds of sites out there that you can do workouts. No equipment, no nothing. Just you and your living room or your whatever space you work out in. There's plenty of stuff that you can do. So that's for physically. Mentally, like we were saying earlier, and we said last week, really just staying tapped in with your people who who care about you, your friends, your family. Also, finding an activity that you can do that really just stimulates your mind, whether it's artwork, whether it's writing, whether it's doing something else. Having an activity that really stimulates you and keeps you busy can also preserve your mental as well.
Yeah, like you can even go over to Amazon.com and purchase you like 3 gems. You can get The Love is a Parable Training Manual.
Yes.
You can get Random Thoughts, Phase of a Poetic Mind by J. Dwayne Garnett.
What's the third one?
You can get Love and Light.
Yep.
Pick Up the Slack.
Yeah.
That's a book written by Lanila and Leilani Garnett. So, I mean, you got 3 options right there. And if I've been taking this opportunity really to get my spiritual alignment back in place, and I share people with this one, like, this is like my favorite book. Yes, it's the good book, but it's Aramaic to English. And what I like about it more than anything is I love ancient languages because I feel like we in modern American English, we kind of lose, I think, the power and the understanding of words. And so we take words for granted because we don't understand what words mean.
Yeah.
And so when you start studying words, like one of the things I tell people, and they don't, like in 7th grade, I was in a special ed class, y'all. I was in special ed, I was on a 5th grade reading level, and I always tell this story. It wasn't until a teacher, who's now principal, Dr. Akusani, she figured out that it wasn't that I had a reading problem, it was a comprehension problem. So I read beautifully. It was that I wasn't retaining it. And she did some exercises. I went from a 5th grade reading level to a 9th grade reading level in 1 year. And so my whole world changed, but also the way that I looked at words changed. And so when I started studying and started looking at words, I find that a lot of us, the reason why we misinterpret is because we don't understand. It's not like things are left to interpretation. No, it's like it's misunderstanding, period. It's like we would say something means something, it don't even mean that. And so it's just amazing to me, like, to find the power of the words and looking at the words. And I believe in believing in anything to keep you grounded. I just happen to believe in the Most High. And I also believe in a lot of the historic languages because they actually give more to something. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like, I love how, like, for instance, like, I've been studying Hebrew, which I've been doing horrible with lately. Like this, like the A, Aleph, is a silent letter. But it's a silent letter, and that's because it also drives home the point that you can feel. You're supposed to feel the power. Because Aleph stands for leader. It's one for leader, ox, head. So it's like, if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be the head, you ain't got to walk around here saying what it is that you are about. People should feel that and know that because it's how you lead. It's how you guide. So it determines how words sound. So it goes in front of the letter, and that determines what that word will be. And it's a silent letter, but it impacts the rest of the word. And that's how we should be. If we talk about, a lot of times they always talk about leaders. If you want to be a leader, all the time, it's not about what you say, it's about what you do and your impact. How do you impact that flow, those things that you're connected to?
No,
that's why I like studying.
Yeah, studying also keeps the mind sharp. So I study all the time as well. I read a lot of stuff, just in general. Let's see.
Hey, Nancy baby, I don't know who you are, but hey, Nancy baby on too. But go ahead. Oh, that's Lynette.
I think it might be, yeah.
Hey, Lynette, I love you.
So
okay, go ahead.
Sis is watching. Hey, sis. Alita Garnett, excuse me for y'all. That's my sister.
That's my wife.
Michael Jenkins is on. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Let's see. Kim says, once again, I've been on. Excuse me, I didn't get you before. My bad, Kim.
I know, I acknowledged you.
Mama Garnett said, you're supposed to do it at your pace till you reach his level. I guess.
Mama, that was an introduction. It wasn't no. My pace would have been off. Like off.
Yo. Joyce said, I'm tired of listening to y'all talk about it. Oh, excuse me. That's terrible. That's terrible. Why are you like this, Joy? I
agree with you, Joy.
Why are you like this?
I'm fat. That's why I'm like this. Exactly. Golly.
Joy Briscoe is on. Hey, Joy.
Hey, Joy.
Excuse me. Michael Jenkins Jr. said, tie a pizza slice to a rope and hang it from the ceiling. As long as it drops right by your face and you run in place, you're good. He said, heck, that's what I do.
I don't like pizza that much.
Yeah, I really.
If you would say a Reese's cup.
Or you said a piece of pound cake.
Oh, dry pound cake.
Hey, no, because the good pound cake is not dry.
Yo, Mr. Llewellyn Walters is on.
I how you change the subject.
No, I was just shocked to see him, man. He was like, he was one of the dorm directors when I was in undergrad.
Okay.
He was my supervisor one time. I mean, he was an advisor to me one time. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? And so Tara said, my bros have so much in common. She said, knowledge, wordsmiths. Thank you, Tara, sister, Tara.
She said, brothers, your application hasn't come in yet. She's talking about me and Mike. We're official.
It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry.
I don't know what's going on with you and Kerwin. Y'all need to stay in y'all place. Y'all be acting up.
We're going to be in our place.
I don't know why y'all act like that.
So Michael Jenkins said, Hebrew language is absolute poetry. The sound of it when spoken, man. And then Anthony Vickers said, 100%, it's the work. Let's lead. Yeah, for sure.
I thought he was talking about exercise. I got nervous.
Hey, turn the light off, man. We done. Turn it off, man.
No, I thought he was talking about the exercise. I was about to say, ooh, I guess I'm not a leader.
Hey, we're done. This is a 40-minute blooper reel. Turn it off. We done.
Okay, so the next topic is, I don't even see it. Oh, is your job essential? We actually already talked about that one. Mm-hmm. But for those who don't know, what we pulled up, according to North Carolina, I guess each state can pick what they are. But most of them are the same though. Healthcare, first responders, food production and delivery, medical supply, public utilities, communication and information technology, grocery stores, gas stations, energy, agriculture, and financial services, and manufacturers in the medical supply chain and other public utilities.
Yep.
Woo!
That's it. So
I wonder if we are considered an essential. I mean, I work in IT, but we deal with the grocery stores.
I think that counts.
Yeah, I wonder.
It counts.
So I'm gonna go with it because I two of those.
Yeah. Like I said before, I'm double dipping, so for sure. And so are you, it sounds like.
Yep. One dip. Workplace code switching for Black men. Does it exist? If so, is there a strict adherence or only around certain people who aren't of color?
Brother, you tackle this one first.
That's not fair.
But it's equitable.
But that literally is what equitable means.
Right, so it is.
But I said it's not fair, but you said, but it's equitable.
I said it is.
What's going on over there, Durham agency? But anyway, because I want to punch in your eye. Damn. So, what for y'all who don't know, code switching is when a person can have the ability to change or switch their personality, their behaviors, of who they are. Meaning this is where, which I hate calling it code switching, but this is where one will say one will act ethnic, whatever that may be, Hispanic, Black, so on and so on. but then when they're around another population, they either adapt or usually take on more of a European persona.
Assimilate.
Yeah. When you think about code switching, I think in its rawest form, I think that we all do it by nature. I don't think it's even one thing that's thought. It's like that's no different when now, because we know how things are when we go into certain environments, we change our behavior. And I think that we must not confuse code switching with just standards and expectations of the establishment that which you are employed to, because there might be an agreement that they tell you strictly what our company culture is like, and all of that. And if you want the bread, you just switch, and it's not even switching. You do what they ask for you to do. But I think out of survival, we have to know how to code switch. And I think if we're just looking at from a historical and a statistical standpoint, if we don't code switch, it will cost us our lives. That's no mystery. If you don't adhere to the law, there may be a problem. If you do too many things that cause too much attention to you, there may be a problem. I think that a lot of people don't realize it. Like, I think out of survival and how the culture has been in America for so long, like, you have to realize civil rights, what, 60 years ago?
Yep.
The
age of some of our grandmothers, or
hey,
younger.
my mama's 69. She's
Okay,
69.
yeah, or some of our parents. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's yeah. I mean, I will say that. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
So, I will say that being able to code switch. I mean, I know that on some TV shows in the media, it's glorified. But like other things that's a part of the community that we do for survival, it's really not something that well, I don't speak for all Black men, but it's not something that I would choose to be able to know how to do. Is it something that, like the brother said, it's something that has historical and survival background and merit? Yes. And it's something that is very much a thing, but it's not something that I choose to do. And I think that there are other Black men who would say the same. It's not something that we want to do. It's not something that we are necessarily proud of, but it is something that in certain situations, maybe multiple situations and environments, that we've had to do in order to prosper in those environments, whether it be work, whether it be certain environments outside of work, but in a social setting. It's sometimes just a matter of either you do and you move forward and get what you need or what you want, or you don't, and something happens, whether that be to your person or to the opportunity that you were trying to engage in. And so, yeah, it definitely exists. And as far as is there a strict adherence to only around a certain group of people who aren't of color, I really think it's around, I really think it can be applied to, that adherence of code could be applied to anybody who is not us. I mean, because it really just depends. I mean, at work, depending on who you work with, you can work with a whole multitude of people, and you still would code switch around them for whatever reason. So I would say yes, to anybody who's not us, there is a possibility that we would need to really go ahead and just, code switch depending on the situation.
And I will also add to this, though, I think it also depends on where you are in your professional career. Correct. Too.
Yes.
Usually, I think that code switching, I think some people code switch and they don't have to. They think that is the assumption. So it shows a lot of times how we give in to stereotypes, or even what our ignorances are. Because professionally, I can honestly say for the last at least 10 years, I'm about 20 years, 10 years, I didn't have to do that because I'm pretty much the same everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. Every other city we go. I mean, I don't know why I felt like so, but everywhere I go, I'm pretty much the same. And I don't have to do that because I'm okay with who I am. Now, my wife does say when I speak, I take on a different persona. She said when I do poetry or when I'm speaking, I'm a different person. But that's not intentionally. I don't know what that is. But as far as on the job, I haven't had to do that. And even when I was doing it, it wasn't that I had to do it. I just thought that was what the norm should be, because some people have told you that, and depending where you are in your career too, meaning if you're the first one to embark in whatever type of career you are, a lot of times you're taking the advice of people who haven't been where you are or doing what you are. Yeah. And so they will tell you what it is that they need to do. And so a lot of times that's what it is. So we come in with the assumption that we have to, when really the raw you is really good enough. And I found that actually, here's the funny thing. I was advised to code switch long ago, but I couldn't do it because I think that's when I started going to mental health and getting all of that. I was like, I can't keep up all these faces. I only got one good face, and it's a big round one, so let me keep that one. And I actually started getting more jobs, more promotions, more job offers, more speaking engagements, a lot of things when I started just being me. So I always tell people, nobody can outbeat you being you.
Yeah, that I definitely agree with all that, brother. And I've had a few jobs where I definitely can say that code switching has been necessary. But I've also had some jobs where they encourage you to be you, and the environment and especially the management are very loose and very just loose, friendly, and just really from kind of
loose, friendly.
I mean, loose and friendly as far as, and it's not so. It's not. It's not. It's not so uptight. It's not
That's
so.
A gentleman's club.
It's not.
It's just loose and friendly.
Be quiet. So
loose and friendly. I'm sorry.
No,
okay,
you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You did it on purpose.
No, you talking about it's just loose and friendly.
This guy.
You said they have a light atmosphere.
Are you done?
Nice, friendly environment.
I'm in Baku now. Are you done? Are you done? No, but yes, it is a light environment, and so it wasn't really a thing. They encouraged you to be you, and because they thought that, or excuse me, they really had a culture of thinking that people were more productive when they can just be themselves. They didn't have to, like Jay said, put on a face or pretend. And I think that has a lot of merit. And coincidentally, or maybe not so much, in those environments, especially when I worked in those places, the productivity was very high, and people just had fun at work. And it was a better place to be. People didn't call out sick all the time or find excuses to not come in, or they didn't take super extra long lunches. They didn't want to come back or just leave after 6 months, because it was a place that people wanted to come. It was a place that people liked being at. They liked their coworkers. They liked their management. That creates a culture where you retain talent.
I'll tell you, when I was in senior leadership, I'm not going to name the organization, but I was managing a department that actually were kind of on the lower scale of being paid compared to the rest of the org. And none of my people wanted to leave. I mean, they want to leave for more money. They were like, no, I'm not leaving Jay.
Yeah.
Man, that company put me under investigation. Because they're trying to figure out, they thought that I was doing something to coerce them to stay. And I wasn't. It's just that I allowed them to be them. We knew what the rules were. We didn't go through all this, and I didn't have to overmanage and things like that. And we set expectations that was agreed upon, but they genuinely loved it. We was kicking out numbers. It was at one time they told me I needed to hire more people. And I told my team, I said, man, they said I need to hire more people because we're not, doing enough. They're like, who? They did even more, because it's like we don't need more people in running the risk of, one, messing up our money, but for two, it may change the dynamic of the whole team. And so, they put me on investigation because the people didn't want to leave for more money. But if people are happy, sometimes they don't want that.
Yeah, because when you change spaces or opportunities or places of employment, you run the risk of walking into a place that, you're getting more money, but you're also getting more of something else. You may not want that more of something else that you're getting.
Right.
So, for sure. Let's see. Natania is on. She said, hey, family.
What's going on, sister?
Richard D is on. What's up, Richard, man?
What's going on, sir?
And Miss Joy says, sometimes code switching prevents you from ending up in front of HR.
These are facts.
Yeah, that possibly. Yeah. Richard D said solid advice, and said Ms. Joy said mental health professionals cut up all the time. I bet y'all do. I would too.
Yep.
So, but I think we got one more.
Yep, and she said, "Oh, don't forget that liquor."
Oh yeah, that's not closing anytime soon. I don't think the state would allow it. Nope.
Yeah, we do have time for one more.
She was the last one.
Oh no, we got one more.
I know what I'm saying.
It is the last one.
Yeah.
If you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
I would give a lot of advice to my younger self, but I'll cut it short since we don't have too much time left. So I'll say 4 main things I would tell myself, my younger self. The first thing would be, do not let your past, and by past I can mean past pain, trauma, whatever. Do not let your past define you and block you from becoming your best self or who you were meant to be. That would be the first thing. Because I think that me personally, that was a big issue for me. The second thing would be, stop caring so much what people think. Straight up. Because oftentimes what people think is influenced by something else. That could be what some other people think. So there's that. Number 3 would be, just rein your impulses in sometimes. And just think about it. Just take a step back and think about it. And just because you want to do it and you have the means to do it doesn't mean that you should do it. And number 4 would be, just always stay reciprocal and honest and transparent with people. And if they don't like it, it says more about them than it does you. And just stay that way, because you will be better for it overall.
I just want to go on record and say that was several.
I said 4.
You said I had a few things.
No, I said I had 4 things.
You did 4 things?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You had that written down in your room?
Nope.
I believe you do. It's on your mirror.
It's in my head. My mirror? I don't even have a mirror in my room. My bathroom.
A little sticky. But no, all seriousness, I probably would tell myself probably one thing. It's not your fault. There's going to be several things that you're going to go through, several things that's going to hurt you, several things that may be uncomfortable, several things that make you feel like it's not your fault, and it's not your fault because you were a child. Yeah. You had no way of knowing. There was no way that you could have figured that out. There was no way that you could make adult decisions as a child. It's not your fault. It's not your fault for all the times that the people hurt you and they lied to you. It's not your fault when the people didn't show up when they said it was going to be there. It's not your fault that your daddy didn't want to father you. It's not your fault that you was molested. It's not your fault that people always talked about you and misunderstood you and didn't know what you was going through. It's not your fault. Yeah. And stop trying to carry that weight of it being your fault. It's not your fault. That's all I would really tell myself, because that's probably how I feel a lot. And that's probably why I'm so careful, even with my children, about holding them accountable to adult-like things in their children. We carry that stuff. Like, I don't care what you say, you never stop being a child. You learn how to be an adult. And so you carry all of that with you.
Man, whew. Drop the anvil on the ground, bro. Forget dropping the mic.
Tara said she told younger self, save those coins.
Hey, for real. Yes. Yes. Definitely. I think that's just across the board for anybody. Child, adolescent, teenager, adult, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I told my 30-year-old.
Yes. I told myself that last week.
As you bought that whole row of cakes.
Hey, and they're all gone.
For real, the whole thing?
All that pound cake is gone, bro. So for some of you don't know, if
you got diabetes.
No, I drink too much water and I exercise too much. At least I hope I don't. Last time when the doctor got checked up some months ago, I didn't have that.
Say checked up.
Checked. Yeah, I got checked up. Checked on, checked up, whatever you want to say, man. I got checked up. I got a checkup.
Okay, we're going. We got our 5 minutes. You know, Facebook don't play.
So,
Positive brother, shout out.
So for 1 second, you go to BJ, you can buy this big thing, container of pound cake. Man, I bought that, and after I think it lasted 2.5, 3 days, no more than that.
He brought a family reunion tray pound cake. I gotta let y'all know, he ain't talking about no little tray. This is stuff that y'all bring to the family reunion. The church have in the bag after a function. You ate a trauma pound cake.
And don't feel bad about it. Anyways, though, Positive Brother shout out. Man, So if each and every week that we do this, first and foremost, I got to shout out to Brother Jay. We're here every week. I call this my brother simply because all the other terms just don't seem good enough. Friend, family. this is my brother. Like this is really just someone who I was destined to meet in my life. It was written somewhere that I was going to meet him. So I definitely shout out this brother because he has changed my life and he has been a very solid impact in my life. And I love him to life. I love him dearly. So brother, definitely shout you out. Shout out all the brothers, of course, that are on the live today. Kerwin, Joseph Stout, who was it? Kevin, was it? No, your CEO.
Oh, Eric?
I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry, I got that name wrong.
You just renamed it.
You said I'm renaming people, but yeah, shout out to everybody, all the brothers that are on the live. You guys are definitely positive brothers. Thanks for your input, your support, and your continued support as well. And also shout out to all the brothers that are going to watch this later and are going to get, are going to get what they need from this as far as us knowing that we are creating a safe space for other brothers. So that's all I got for it.
We got to do it fast. Shout out to my brother, Cordell. I love you. We already talk about that all the time. Instagram said bye. Thank you everybody that came on Instagram, Ian, Kerwin. The people that supported us through it all. Thank you. Like I said, my CEO, we talk about it all the time. He's an amazing guy. Thank you. I was blessed with that. So Eric, yes. Uncle Marcus.
Yes.
I definitely want to talk about Sean. Where is Sean?
Not here today.
We gotta find Sean.
That brother's okay. I'm
gonna reach out. Yep, I'm gonna reach out to him too.
Double whammy.
Yep, make sure Sean is okay. We definitely want to. Roderick.
Yep.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, David. Thank you, and then my brothers. We got Daryl, Vincent, Rodney, Tremel, Mike, Alex. I love all of you, Junior. I love all of you, and I thank you for being there. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your guidance. And also I thank you for my childhood best friend, Tron. I thank you for just being there whenever I can talk to you. Whenever I need you, doesn't matter the time, the hour, or anything. I just thank you for that. And I thank you for always just being there when sometimes you just need somebody to just be there. Don't even say nothing, just be there. And I just thank all of you guys that have been a positive influence. And I thank the brothers who are taking care of my sisters.
Yes.
Mike, my brother Mike. I love you, bro. I'm proud of everything that you're doing. Thank you. But also Dion, my brother-in-law. Anybody who can deal with Tara is a special being. And I thank you for taking good care of Tara. I am really proud of that. And also the guys that are in your lives that are being positive influences. And I will say this because we only got like 1 minute. All you ladies who are on here, I was just looking at them. Every last one of you guys are a powerhouse.
Yes.
I just can't wait to see the things that you guys are about to produce. And so I hope that you're using this time to go ahead and perfect your craft because yes, we're empowering the men, but we want our sisters to be elevated as well. And so this is the time to sow into those gifts and sow into those talents that you have. And I tell you that these things are not just to be appreciated by us, but to be appreciated by you guys. And like we say any other night, and this is to everybody, if you don't feel that anybody else in this world love you, know that there are 2 people that do. So we want to definitely tell y'all good night. Take care.
See y'all later. See y'all next week. Bye.
We did it. And then we got to get off of this one. We did
Bye, YouTube.
It was 3.